Away. Daniel. Who we got? Dean. Bowie and Jensen LLC, huh?
Oh, sorry. Let me change that.
How is everyone? Hi, Rachel, Daniel, Allison. How are you?
Oh, hello. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I am so excited it's Friday. Hmm. Oh yeah, 5 weeks, 5 years of worth. So is California saving some of that water? Maybe in
Yeah,
like
I think our reservoirs, majority of them in Northern California are now over 50 to 75% full. So
nice-ish?
it's good. The snowpack I think was like at 177% of normal.
Wow.
So it's possible that they'll be like, hey, you're not in an extreme drought anymore. But the last time this happened, it took us probably 18 months to get right back in the drought. So it's interesting. Luckily, I heard today that the Salinas River isn't supposed to flood in the way they thought it was going to
Oh,
flood.
good.
And if it did flood the way they were fearful of, it would have basically turned the Monterey Peninsula into Monterey Island.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot. Yeah, I saw that something said that there no longer is a drought, but over $1 billion in damage and 18 people died. And I'm like, how did they die? What happened?
There were a lot of flash floods up and down the coast.
Gotcha.
And it's now, I think I saw the latest number the governor's office came out with was somewhere between 31 and $34 billion worth of damage
Wow.
across the state. Because I mean, it wasn't just the rain. We basically got hit by hurricane force winds for the better part of a couple days. There were 70-mile-an-hour winds up by San Francisco Airport, and then it just sort of moved its way through the state. We have family up by El Dorado Hills, which is in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe. They lost 4 trees at their place.
Oh, wow. Wow. I don't even know what else to say. Let's see. How are you guys doing in your area?
We're fine. I mean, it's wet here, but we live on a little hill, so we're kind of above general. If let's just put it this way, if it flooded like up to our house, there are a lot of people that are a lot worse off than we are.
Yeah, that's how my in-laws lived. We had two floods 10 years ago and 7 years ago in my area. And the first one took out the house we had moved out of like 6 months before. The whole house had to come down after it. But my in-laws happened to live on a hill, and it was weird. Like half of their road, people completely lost their homes, and then the other half of the road, everybody was fine. It's just because of the hill that they were on. But yeah, there was a flash flood, and like within minutes, it had water just everywhere. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a scary thing out here, but I'd much rather deal with this than with fires. And luckily this year, this is sort of a compacting thing. We didn't have a bad fire season last year,
Mhm.
so the risk of landslides and mudslides isn't as high because the ground isn't as there's more things on the ground, and it's more stable. So it's one of those weird weather phenomenon that at least we're not going through that.
I always say, I'm like, you know what? We have snow here, but I'd much rather have snow than what everybody else gets all over the country. No, we don't have hurricanes or tornadoes usually, anything like that. So I'm okay with snow. All righty. Well, everyone, thank you for coming this week. Um, I didn't put anything specific on the calendar, did I? In case you're following along, I'm a little bit disorganized this year. I'm like, got to get my head into the game. Um, so this week we had our first CMA Plus advanced chat, and some of you were able to make that, and some of you did not. And I thought it was a really good call. And if I learn anything really cool from those calls, I will definitely bring it to everyone else. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for this week. I've noticed there are more layoffs in our space and, the tech space. So I'm starting to keep a list of people I know in the customer marketing advocacy space that I can one refer to and even put together a couple more calls on the job search. I know Rebecca Grossman, who doesn't appear to be on the call today, maybe she's too busy, recently got a job. And I was impressed because I'm like, some of us have been doing interviews for a while. So I'm going to see if I can get her on a call to share some of her job searching secrets with the rest of us. Yeah, Leslie did her conference. I've missed her because she's been busy doing that.
I feel like I got hit by a truck today. I probably gonna log off early. But yeah, no, it was just magical. It was so great. I can't wait for you all to get back into the conference game. And if your companies host one, it's just like wow, it's just a great experience. It's pretty cool. I did I will say, if anybody is doing one of these, for first day, we did customer day, and I did a guided workshops. So what that was is there were about 8 round tables with about like 8 chairs to each table, and then each table had a different topic, and then there were easels and pens and everything at each table, and then there was also a moderator. So my moderators consisted of like Sendoso employees, as well as kind of like my top advocates who are really, really great in those areas. And the moderator wasn't there to like teach anything. They're just there to encourage lively discussion about the topic. But if the conversation lulled, then they're able to kind of chime in. And I had 15 minutes on the clock for each table. We did it for an hour and a half, and 15 minutes was just not enough. It was like so awkward trying to say like, okay, everybody, get up, switch tables. Like they did not want to stop talking. So maybe like 20 minutes would have been better. I don't know. They were just like really into the topics. And just the sight of everybody learning from each other, and the like diligent note taking, and like they're writing so fast to what others are saying. And then to hear like the rumble of like, oh my God, you can do that? No way. It was just like extremely heart exploding. I mean, obviously I have like a real passionate love for this job. So I maybe took it too far, but I just had the conference could have ended there after an hour and a half, and I would have been thrilled. And then to be able to like take my customers out to dinner and just face to face, and whoo, cloud 9 over here.
So you're an extrovert, I hear.
What I'm hearing. Yeah.
Are you going to take like some of that content, or even collect some of that content from the customers to take back to other customers and use, or not going to be able to have that happen?
Oh no, for sure. We recorded everything. So kind of got to go back to those keynote speakers to see what we can share. But yeah, the goal is or the plan is to summarize each one and push it out to the rest of the install base and say like, here's the kind of like what you missed, because we really pulled this conference together in 4 weeks. So
fast.
yeah, I know, it was crazy. so we just got an opportunity, like a bunch of rooms at the Aria. So we're just like, what should we do with this? Oh my God. And then so I polled our super senders and was like, hypothetically speaking, if we were to, give you a room at the Aria, would you come to this conference? And we're all expecting them to say no. And like every single one of them was like, we're like, hell yeah, let's go, send it. And we're like, oh my God, I guess this is happening. So we just did it in 4 weeks. So a lot of people couldn't go, obviously, because but we got 175 people there in 4 weeks. So that was good. But yes, short answer, we're going to summarize it and push it out to everyone so that they don't miss anything.
I'm just thinking, holy shit, 175 people in 4 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the power of, I guess,
Wow.
and also in the space. And I mean, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like what I've created in the community, and I don't want
Team
to
Leslie.
toot my own horn or anything, but like we have a really pretty tight community, and they all wanted to meet each other because they know that they just love the peer-to-peer and the learning from one another. And there's only so much that Sendoso can do to like push out best practices and how to scale and all that stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you share some of that stuff, information, and there's anything good to share beyond your install base, because I don't think any of my customers have Sendoso quite yet. I'm pushing, um, but
well, yeah, I mean, it
there
was
yet.
like customer day was more of the Sendoso like best
Platform.
practices and all that stuff, and like customers
Gotcha.
speaking and breakout sessions. But like the keynotes and all these like amazing speakers like Sangram and Anthony Kanata and Jake Dunlap, they were all like, marketing umbrella,
Yeah,
other stuff, ABM, and the I will tell you guys that the topic or like the theme was like customer retention, community-led growth. I mean, it was mentioned in every single marketing leaders, the CMO panels. Like, I mean, we've heard this before, but
right.
honestly, I think there's something to it this year that will be a change.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on getting that many people to go and having that and putting that together in 4 weeks. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And then one more thing as kind of like like on my soapbox, if you will, but just a lesson outside of CMA is that I hate that saying, do something that scares you every day. It's just like,
Oh,
who has time for that? I don't want to do that. I like living in my like comfortable box. But Chris and Braden, our co-founder and CEO, both had family emergencies and couldn't make it. And they were the MCs. So
huh.
guess who had to do it? I
Wow.
I had to run the
Oh,
whole thing.
Leslie.
And I am paralyzingly fearful of being on stage. Like if any of you know me, I will do a lot of
What?
virtual events. I will never be on stage, ever, never. It's just not going to happen. I don't want to win awards. Don't get me on a stage. Like all my armpits start sweating, my hands, it feels like I've been gut punched 13 times. And it was really mentally draining on me, but I swear to God, I got up there and all of a sudden I'm like, the best MC I've ever seen. Like I was so natural and comfortable, and it was bizarre. And so now I'm like, let's do stage presence stuff now. So anyway, my thing here is like, if you think you can't do something, and it is paralyzingly fearful, you just kind of do have to force yourself to do it. And maybe you'll surprise yourself and get a kick out of yourself.
Well, I get fearful every day after work when I know I have to open that door to 4 children. And
Yeah, that's way worse.
no, it's fine. I love my kids. I love it. Look, I bring people together. It's a lot of fun. So I had a lot of kids.
So right before our last exec council in October, which is a smaller group that was kind of built onto our larger exchange event, the Sunday before, like literally I opened my laptop in the morning and one by one emails trickled in throughout the day. Our CEO had COVID, our head of customer experience got COVID, our keynote speaker got COVID, like all of these people weren't coming. I mean, it was almost just like, okay. So we had to kind of reroute and we made the best of it. Fortunately, all those people were able to attend via virtual, but it's not quite the same if they had a key role and they were doing an interactive session. So, but yeah, these are the times we're living in. So
they are, and probably not changing too much anytime soon, huh?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, does anybody have any topics that they want to talk about or bring up today? And I see we have some new people. Dean, I'm not sure if you joined us before.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. Hi everyone. I guess main reason why is it's a bit late for me across the pond here in London. So that's why I can't always join. But yeah, I've wanted to join for some time. So hi everyone. Just happy to sort of listen in and meet with obviously like-minded people in very similar roles. So yeah, it's great. Thanks for setting this up.
Well, thank you for coming. Normally we just come on, talk about a couple things that are going on in the space, some of the things that we've done or succeeded in doing in the last week or so many days. And we had a really good community call this week if anybody decides they want to listen to it, just talking about using Slack and stuff. But we also talk about different obstacles and challenges that have come up. And there's a lot of people in here that have been in the space for a long time that just want to give back and be helpful to others. And if you have any questions, feel free to bring them in. You can put them in chat or just voice them when you want to.
I'll do that. No, I really appreciate it. I'll have a little think and definitely, I guess if not now, going forward or when I join the next session, definitely have some sort of questions because I guess no better people on to answer it than people that have faced or are facing similar challenges. So
these are the better people to ask. All right, what are we talking about this week? Who's ready for Influitive Live?
Oh gosh, I have to do my session still with Ari.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
I am announcing, I already kind of told you guys what I'm putting out there, but I'm putting something out there in the world and it's going to be at Influitive Live. You can download it for free.
Oh, I know what it is.
I know. Yep.
I shared my link for Influitive Live. So if you're not signed up, give me 200 points so I can beat everybody else by signing up through my link because I want to get rewards. Last year I got a new webcam that doesn't work with my MacBook, but it was fun to get.
That's cool. Yeah, Rachel, I haven't even looked at the agenda. I don't even know if I'm on it or not. So I'll go see because they didn't give me anything to promote, like a LinkedIn thing. So I don't know where they're gonna fit me in.
I just got the email today hold on, I have it open. Let me see if I can find you a little more intensely.
I'm looking on the
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll ask them what they're
site.
there's like many maybe like little buckets of sessions too, like a expo center. So maybe I'm in that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see
It looks like they're still
working on it.
Yeah, because I tried to pick my sessions and it was like click on the picture below or go to the sessions and register now, and the click on the image below piece didn't even work. So that doesn't make sense to anybody on this call, I'm sure, unless you've been in and tried, but I'm just saying maybe it's not completely done yet.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I've been talking to Ari since yesterday. and tried out the hub and that sort of thing for them. So I think they're still working on that.
Well, maybe you guys can help me like just quickly know, like help me with my talk track for this. So what my ebook is about getting all of us promotions. Hello. But I wrote it I wrote it a long time ago. It took me a year to write. So the timing seems a little awkward because so many people are getting laid off. So how do I speak about this and be sensitive to that? Like I'm pushing out exactly how to get promotions for our department or our industry here. So I don't know how to use that to say like, "Ooh, this can help you get a job too." I don't think so.
I think you need to also be thinking, Leslie, that because we're being challenged, that this is how we move forward from those challenges, is to say we're important enough. We deserve this.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Leslie, that a tough spot, right? I understand the kind of awkwardness that you're feeling, but you know, all we can do is work with what we have. And my thinking is, if by getting promoted or being put in a position where potentially we have resources at our disposal or we're able to build a team, then there's a pay it forward moment to bring in, to hire. And like, you know, it's about, okay, well, what's another way that we can help the community? This is a way that we can do it, at least put ourselves potentially in a position where we can keep hiring, helping, and expanding.
So
Yeah,
Leslie, it's
uh-huh.
Elise Torello. So Mary just did a little intro to me. So unfortunately, I fit into the role of the folks who just recently were laid off. And I don't think there's any harm in putting the book out there because eventually I will get a job and I will look for resources. So I don't think that should detract from what you're trying to do, just our current situation, because the world changes, as you know, in a second. So I think it would be helpful for everyone. And in our space, it's so limited resources that I think it's a great thing to put out, especially now. So I take it a different way.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, you'll probably hear this spiel at Influitive Live, but I know that no one knows how, not no one, but there are very few people who know how to manage us in this role because not a lot of people have been doing it that long. And so they need a framework as well. And so it is both for the practitioner and the, you know, kind of like VP or whoever is managing us. And I don't ever want anybody to be in the position where they're going from manager to manager because of the turnover and they don't have anything documented. And so like, even if you get a job next week, then this is where you start with your manager. And it's a beautiful thing to work on together at the beginning of your career at that company. So that's a good idea.
And is this free that you're doing, like what you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Hey, Mary, I'm not sure like who would know. I mean, I think all of us know some areas we go into, but I'm wondering with a number of people getting laid off, because it just seems like more and more, if there is to like something we can do on a future call around customer advocacy professionals who have gone into somewhat related roles around helping customer, like customer success, more customer experience, like something like that might be helpful, that might open some eyes up to possible career routes and how to navigate that. Like, I'm not sure if Bill Lee or Jeff Ernst would have done any research behind that, or perhaps Forrester. I'm just thinking it might be helpful.
Might have
people
something.
who have all been
Mary, Jan Young.
okay. Kind of like, you know, don't. I mean, I obviously I interviewed for a while because I knew I wanted to stay in this space, but I also, you know, I think it's good to keep kind of eyes and ears open for other relevant things related to customer. that would easily fit like what we've done, because we know that, this is why I say like these roles are always, customer advocacy roles are always great, because I think it's one of the few, if you're in marketing, one of the few marketing roles you can stay close to your customer. And sometimes you know more about the customer than the only account rep, especially if the account rep's new. But like, would you go on the account team? Like, I knew I didn't want to go into sales, but like there are other roles I think that you could be open to, and how to get there. So I'm not sure. I mean, I know most of us have been in the customer advocacy space for a while, but it's something I thought of too on Tuesday when we were on that call. I'm just not sure who would have the research behind that, or even, identify someone in that customer advocacy space that has kind of branched off into a new role.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me think about who we could talk to, or who could join a call like that. I mean, I could ask Billy, but communities really similar in a lot of ways. A lot of these positions, I've noticed that it's just how we position it. And like I've done community for a long time and did a lot of advocacy in community, around the community and around the company, but I didn't know that it was customer marketing. And customer success does a lot of working with customers, and probably even some referring to like upsells and things like that. But on their resume, their customer success and, customer education, like community is getting a ton of content together. Customer education obviously does a better job of curating it into something deliverable, but there's so much overlap. And I wonder if I can find like a job coach, career coach person that's worked with customer marketers before.
Because like I was even looking like some of like head of analyst relations, because I've done so much work with our previous team on Gartner, Forrester, like all of their evaluations, and all with our product team, like we were critical with that. And so it's just how to kind of tie that in. I think promote yourself, be your best promoter when you're trying to get those jobs. And a lot of it has to do, I mean, unfortunately, if you're sending in, if it's not through like a network of people to get the interview, and it's through a LinkedIn application, or you go on the company's site, they're filtering you out through word searches. And it's kind of, it's crazy how it works, but they have to do it somehow. So it's,
Jan did a thing for the CS team that talked about how to structure your resume and how to boost your.
Yeah. And I have a great resume writer if anyone needs one. I think I'm a pretty good writer, but I was like, wow, like he did things I wouldn't have thought of. I was referred to him by another person. So, I think that's it. It's how you position yourself too.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. When I was at Outreach and I talked to a career coach, when I left there and went to demand-based to work on a customer marketing team, I almost doubled my salary just from talking to that one career coach. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time investing in another career coach, which I could have done, maybe should have, but I've still learned a lot just from basically her telling me, you don't sell yourself well. Why don't you sell yourself well? I'm
Maybe
just
you
not
should
one
have
of
her
those
speak on
people.
our call. You doubled your salary, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I try. I mean, I don't know. I try to help people when I can. But yes, I will see what I can do to come up with more resources, future calls. Part of me is a little negative about the whole thing, as far as like finding new jobs in this, not specifically in customer marketing, but just in tech, because of the poor experience of going through all of these interviews. I know Andrew Sevilla, I'm not sure how to say his name well, but he had told me that he talked to like 9 companies and went through the entire process just to get to the end. And it was the 9th company that hired him full time. He got the position. I did it with like 10 companies. most of them never hired at all. And that was like going through like on the average 8 interviews. So 45 minutes per call, that's a ton of time of investment, going back and forth for companies to not hire or to weed you out because, you asked the wrong questions or, all of those things. And then to find out that like a lot of companies do layoffs anyways. I don't think Andrew's even still with vendor. And a lot of these companies, like even if they've hired, people are going through their second layoff in less than a year. I saw somebody post, this is my third layoff in 3 years. Like, it's a really poopy time out there. And so where with consulting and contracting, I'm having one call, one proposal. That's it. Like, work starts. And I think contracting, like I've seen that it's picking up more. It's a little bit difficult because you have to have your benefits in place and stuff too. But it's so much easier to just get started. And I think more companies are having, they're not necessarily pulling back all resources, but headcount, pulling that back. And so you have some space for contracting where you might not be able to hire someone full time. So there's that opportunity too, because I looked for full-time work for a good 3.5 months where it was just constant, interviews and filling out the applications and doing resumes and trying to network and all of that. And within 2 weeks of saying, okay, I'm just going to do contracting, I had 3 accounts. And not that they're all big or anything like that, but just I finally had some income to feed those children that I have. They eat a lot. My 18-year-old is like a Hoover. My husband will just be like, I bought 3 donuts that were this type, and this type. Who ate them? And it's all him, the 18-year-old. Yes, boys eat a lot of food.
Good to know.
Well, you just have one, so.
Well, my 3-year-old doesn't eat anything. So good to know that changes.
It does. And you know what else I've noticed? My 4th child just turned 8. This is totally different. They go through something, boys, when they turn 8. There is like a switch that just switches, and I don't know, they start to get more emotional, and it's like hormones just know at 8 years old to go. And every single one of my kids have done that. So, a lot about my children. Another thing that I was just going to say for anybody that did get laid off or is in that in between, I started a channel on the CMA Weekly community Slack for LinkedIn for some of us that want to kind of pick up on our LinkedIn game, because personal branding is the like inbound marketing 2.0. And just by really starting to focus on that a little bit more for a week, I got kicked out of LinkedIn 4 times. And I got several new followers and, went from like 40 views a week to 700 and something in the last week and a half. And like, it just made a huge difference. I had a couple of people reach out about potential work, and it's nice. I took it was like a Robin Hood school course. It was free. The guy's name is Taslim. It's free. I can share links, but anybody that wants to join that and talk more about it, I've subscribed, because that's what I do is when I decide I'm going to look at a new topic, I get everything. I download 700 different PDFs from everyone I can find, sign up for every newsletter, and then get so inundated with more stuff that I have to nitpick what I can actually try. I will share the link. Yeah, it's helped I don't know if you ever looked at my profile before, but I've changed it, worked a little bit on the branding look and trying to get some of that out there. So anybody who wants to join and talk more about that, I shared a PDF in there today that's from some copywriter that does a lot of work on LinkedIn. I had no idea that companies hire ghostwriters for LinkedIn for their executives. Wow. I had no idea that that happened. So there's that too. And
Wait, Mary, what, sorry, I missed, how did you get kicked off LinkedIn 4 times?
so partially it was because they featured my comment on one of their news articles and people were responding to that and going to look at my profile. And because it looked like I was getting automated profile review views or doing automated profile views somehow, they kicked me off 4 times. One of those times I was back on for 23 minutes before I got a new notification that I was kicked off for 48 hours.
How do you, what the hell is automated profile views?
I don't
There's
know.
bots will actually,
Oh, like,
yeah, yeah, they think that you're scamming the system to get views.
okay.
And so they kicked her out thinking that they put her in LinkedIn jail. Just
I
so
was. And I was bored. All day Monday, I didn't get out until 6:45 p.m. on Monday evening. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do all day? I realized how much time I do go to LinkedIn and read, where you really should go to LinkedIn and comment. And not just those comments where everyone says, oh yeah, I totally agree. That's garbage. I thought that was a nice way to say, hey, this is a good point. Thanks for sharing. But then I started realizing that everybody does that. And so you just fall into this pit. So if you want to stand out, 1, follow Leslie because she stands out way more than I do. And 2, leave comments that matter. Or piss people off. That helps too. One of the people that I followed said that if you just misspell a few words, you're gonna get tons of views.
Oh my God, this game, so stupid.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's talk about customer marketing though. Who's got another topic that's on topic? Christine?
I'm brain
let me
dead.
show you something. Let me show you something.
Okay. Can you get in to show me?
Let's see.
Try now.
Oh yeah, I'm in now.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
What is
We're
this?
gonna launch our vlog next week.
Oh, with Shannon.
With Shannon.
Yay.
Oh my God, I love it.
What's the first topic about?
How these meld together.
Ah, okay. Now, are you guys going to be having like different people on, and how often are you doing it?
We're going to push them out every couple of weeks. And we started with just the 2 of us just talking because we've been doing it for like a year. And we thought we just wanted to kind of record the conversations. So that's what we're going to start with, is some of those conversations. But yes, you're on the list.
So you guys have been doing these calls for a year?
We've been talking to each other for a year, and then we just decided right at the end of last year that we were going to start putting them out there for other people.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm sharing the link here for that LinkedIn school. That's exciting. Do you guys have a site or?
I will publish the site next week. We're going to launch it. It's just a YouTube channel. So it's just going to be a YouTube channel.
What? Leslie comes and brings us things and she doesn't make us wait.
Yes, I do.
That's not
It's
fair.
nice to be compared to Leslie. Thank you.
I'm sure most of you got some nominations in the top 100. Congratulations for everyone who got one.
Mary, did you get your nomination?
No,
What?
I won't get one.
Well, I nominated you twice, so.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We don't promote each other, myself in that company, so I won't get one, but that's okay because I'm excited for everybody else. Who said that? All right. I wasn't trying to say anything negative, I promise, I swear. Not this time. Congrats, everyone. Wow, we are quiet today, aren't we?
We got the release of our customer of the month video went out last week, and it was amazingly well received. We got 80% of the community clicked the link.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
I mean, it was a ginormous number.
Bye, Allison.
Christina's your customer of the month new.
Yeah, we launched it just for January.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah,
just
we did 3
community focused?
questions. Yep. We did 3 questions with them, and it was, who are you? YTI, and what does your future look like in the next 18 to 24 months with customer education in your space?
Nice.
And it's like 8 minutes long. It's perfect.
Oh, they're videos.
Yeah. Yeah, we pushed them out as videos, and we're taking the second question, and it's going to go in social. So it'll actually hit social media next week, I think.
Love that.
But it was, like I said, I was just amazed at the volume. I don't know if it'll be consistent, right? We'll see. But
that's a good start, though.
Yeah, it was really, really amazing.
And I wouldn't expect it to stay like, I would say
really
that
high.
you'll normally see some dip, especially when you do something new with your community. People get excited about it, and then there's a little bit of a dip, and then it'll plateau somewhere. And, you know, as you continue to grow the community, it'll increase. But I'm only saying that so you're not like, oh,
yeah.
Because
next month, when we do the one for next month, I'll be going, oh my God, we only had 40%. Which is still a high number, but it's not high like the, like the first one.
Anytime I start something new and I get a good number, I'm like, woohoo, this is great. And then I do the next part and it drops to like a quarter or even half. I'm just like, I'm a failure. That's it. I just fail at everything. I'm going to go hide in my corner and fail now. I might overreact.
Well, that gives me like idea. Oh my God, I cannot even speak today. It's just words are so hard. What I'm trying to say is customer love campaigns for February. Anybody doing those?
Yes, trying.
What you gonna do?
I don't know. I've had some personal stuff come up the last 2 weeks, which have put me extremely behind in all of my initiatives. So
anybody else have anything planned?
I like the ideas. Anyone have any thoughts about what they would do if they were doing customer love for next month?
We're definitely going to do gifting. And we have a product update webinar on Valentine's Day. So some fun trivia based stuff around that. So neither of those ideas are super groundbreaking, but that's what I've got so far.
I mean, I don't think I'll be doing gifting, and I'm a gifting platform. So kudos to you.
What are you going to do?
Me?
Well, Leslie.
Yeah,
I need like a weekend to recuperate and get my wrap my head around that I have to like go an entire year of more stuff. I'm so like disconnected right now. But so what we did last year, and it was like in my last newsletter, is just like a simple social campaign where you get video ask, which is the video version of Typeform. And you send it out to your like top advocates and just prompt them with, why do you love Sendoso or whatever. And then you get video, like really nice quality videos back. And then you send them over to your content team and they loop them into a video together, and they put kind of like a, you know, a front slide and a back slide with the CTA or something. And then, yeah, just kind of like putting stuff on social. It's all I can think of right now.
Can I ask you a crazy question about that? So I was doing something similar. I was at Reich. What about legal and release forms and all that? Because that's what really took us down to, you know, people not doing as much as they really could, because once they saw that release form, and I've done it 2 different ways. One time I used to not give the release until after, and other times I give the release at Reich. We decided to give the release in the beginning. So what do you normally do with video content?
I just treat it as it's like a case study. So before, inside of the ask, it's like, before you do this, like get legal.
Okay, that's what we've been doing. Does that hurt your campaign? Because it depended on the day.
Only with the enterprise companies, but.
Okay, that's what we had too as well. But some of the SMBs also panicked too. So, okay, good to know. I was just curious how that's open to everybody, not just Leslie. I was just curious how people have been treating the releases.
Yeah, we since we have a contract with Vocal Video, they allow you to upload a custom release form as part of the process. So I can't tell you how many people actually read it, but it's there, and they have to click that they did read it in order to submit the video. So that covers my ass in case they get angry, but it's there.
And the name of the company's Vocal Video?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
And that one, like that one comes, it's not just the regular SaaS program, it's like the one above it, but the one above it is relatively inexpensive. That allows you to have that custom release. So we worked with legal to get a generic, it just talks about video. It doesn't talk about a specific video, it just talks about video in general. So legal gave us something, we uploaded it, and it's on all of the ones we do publicly.
Great, thank you.
No problem. And then to answer Leslie's question, we are actually flying one of our customers to Monaco to join our team out there for we have our company all hands meeting, and we're doing the sort of customer love / presentation on Valentine's Day.
Oh, cute.
So they're going to do a session on Valentine's Day for the entire company about why they love us. And then we can say why we love them, and they get a free trip to Monaco. So, you know, win-win.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I always save the customers who do not participate in case studies or video testimonials, and they're, you know, they have a lot of good stuff to say, and they're a big enterprise company, but they just can't share externally. I save those people for the RKOs and have them kind of mic drop in front of everyone, because I like feel like I have to get their story told somehow. And if it's into internal people, like, so be it.
Yeah, it's a great way of doing it. Plus, we're also in that situation where we kind of got to ask earlier this week, and it's February 14th where we have to do this. So I'm kind of going back to like, who has given a presentation before or who knows what they're doing, so I can easily just recycle that, but tell them to throw in some more information about things they wouldn't talk publicly about.
Yeah, I've also done it where I've gotten it, and then even though they signed the release, they reneged, and obviously it's a customer, so you're not going to sit there and argue. So what we did was we took a lot of those, made them blind. So I've done that too, but I was just curious how everyone handles it. And I like the names of those companies. We didn't have the budget to do that, but it's good to know for the future. Thank you.
I saw, and I wondered if anybody here has tried this, where Laura Ramos from Forrester, in one of the recent webinars she did, talked about taking those clients and kind of taking their stories and putting them into like a combined case study of multiple people under like one use case or one topic that you really want to share, and like focusing on the deltas, like the improvements that they've made, the changes. And I wondered if anybody had done that, because she specifically recommended it in one of the calls.
I did that at night. We used to do a compilation where we pick a topic that was applicable to a bunch of folks. And it also was less stress on them because they were just answering like 3 questions instead of a full video. So we've done that. I would say the editing's overwhelming. That's one thing, but otherwise they came off pretty good.
Yeah, I'll put mine in the chat right now. So we're noticing that like all of our cybersecurity customers are seeing like crazy success, and
Yeah.
they are willing to share their stories. So we were like, yes, let's put 5 of them in one story. And then, oh my God, sales loves these, right? Because it's just so powerful to, if you're talking to a prospect who's in cybersecurity, to be like, oh yeah, easy here.
Yeah. Yeah. And cybersecurity and data are two of the areas. I hear finance is growing a lot too right now, but I don't know how, if the economy is a mess. So I haven't talked much about that, but data and cybersecurity apparently are doing really well right now. I don't know. Daniel, you're in data, right?
Yeah, I would say the finance side is growing because you're seeing a lot of old stodgy companies figure out that they can't run the old stodgy ways anymore. So they have to grow and have all of these new projects that allow their big term, like digital transformation or anything along those lines. So that's why they're growing, to bring in this new talent in order to run something that that is a modern technology stack. It's the same reason why Southwest sucked for 3 weeks there. It's because their entire stack is run off of things that are 30 years old. And so how do you change that? You have to hire people in order to change that, because that's the only way. So for our company, we're open source. So generally speaking, when the economy has a downturn, people like free software. We, even if we lose customers, which we don't on a regular basis, but generally the loss is to ourselves, and it's just the free version.
Yeah, your company's doing well. You're going to Monaco.
I know, right?
Funny enough, like we're all trying to figure this out, but they did a lot of research, and Monaco in February is just as expensive as if we got everybody together in Madison, Wisconsin.
Right.
Wow.
I don't know why they decided to look at Madison, Wisconsin in February, when I would, as a Californian, literally die. I would be the Jamaican bobsled team from Cool Runnings, where they just had to wear everything. But yeah, Monaco, I leave February 10th, and I'm there through the 24th.
Whoa.
There's no way that the flights are the same.
Well, if you're thinking about the way they viewed it, and in case anybody else does this at their company, they tried to find some place in the world where everybody in the company could get there with one stop. And if you look at where Madison is, everybody can pretty much get to Chicago on one stop. And then it's just an hour-and-a-half bus ride if there's no snow, but it's February, so there's probably snow either way. And so thinking about getting to Monaco, pretty much everyone can get to Nice with one stop.
Where is Monaco?
Monaco is in the south of France. So it's about 35 minutes southwest of Nice.
If I was on Jeopardy, I would have just lost really quite a lot. Yeah, sorry. One of my kids didn't know one of the boroughs of New York City, and my 18-year-old made fun of him. And I was just thinking Monaco was in California somewhere, so, or
Yeah.
Mexico.
It's okay. If they forgot Staten Island as a borough, nobody would mind.
The Statue of Liberty?
I agree. Staten Island, forget it.
Alrighty, wow. We had a lot of off topic today. Does anyone want to talk any more about something else? Well, not all off topic, I guess. We've talked quite a bit about some things like the customer events. So I feel somewhat accomplished.
I actually have a question. I'm working on a customer video, and I was wondering, how much do most people spend for filming a customer for a testimonial? I know years ago we used to do it at trade shows, then the pandemic happened and we did vocal video for a while. And now we don't have money in our budget for this, and I'm trying to sort of get money from different departments to help fund it. I have a customer who's great. So any suggestions or comments?
Rachel says 900 to 1200. I've
Yeah,
used
same.
TaskRabbit in the past to find somebody local that would go and do video for a local event we had. So, and that was like 400, but I think it depends on your area too.
Because we actually have people who could do the editing in-house, but we don't have someone who could fly down. It's in Florida, so.
Any thoughts, anyone?
Do you
Rent,
always
if
want
you
to
have
use
to
the same
rent.
talent?
Excuse me?
Do you always want to use the same talent for the videography? Because there are networks where you could find local rather than spending money on the travel, but you're not going to have that consistency. You know, how long are the videos that you're targeting creating to? Are they, 3 minutes, or are you wanting something, longer, slicker with B-roll and all that good stuff?
Well, as long as we're filming, we'd like to do like a half day, so we'd be able to use it for other purposes. There's the customer, the partner, and
Okay.
we might use it for other purposes, But the end result will be less than 2 minutes, so.
Are you
Yeah.
looking for these to be on site?
The customer would like it on site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't looked at video contracts in a while, but I really did have a great experience with Testimonial Hero. And when I was comparing pricing to other on-site videographers, they were I thought that they were very fairly priced. So they have videographers that are local all over the world. So it won't be the same talent each time, but they've got all of the equipment. You get all the raw footage included in the contract is, I think 1 or 2 edited videos, I think 2 minutes and maybe a 45-second one. And their pricing, it was think originally 800 last I checked, or 850, but their pricing had gone up to what I think was 900. So I'll let other people speak to that, but in my experience, that's like that's a good steal.
Mhm. Good, thank you.
Okay. Well, I did want to ask if anybody is interested in having a call specifically talking about like upcoming analyst and like all the reports that come out and things like that and preparing for that. Anyone interested in that? No.
Did you say that again, Mary?
Like
Totally
the
cut out.
analysts, not reviews, but like the studies and reports and things like that that come out, Magic Quadrant and the Forrester Waves and things like that. If anybody wanted to talk about that, and I could find someone that has more experience to come in and share. Everyone good? Okay. You can let me know. I will let you all go. Thank you for jumping on the call, and I'm going to get more topics scheduled too. And thank you so much for being here and sharing, Leslie. And congrats on your event.
Yes, thank you. Here, I'll say hi.
Thanks.
See you all next week at
Yeah.
Influitive Live.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.